Hello everyone, how's it going today? So I decided today, since it's my first real video, I would do a WIP Chat with you, and we will you'll get to know me. Who is Diamond Dave? Well, that's quite a long story. I won't bore you with all of the fine details, but I'm 45. I started diamond painting, I want to say last September 2018. And I have a cat named Hank. He wants you to know that. He's over here meowing at you. Yeah, I started diamond painting last September in 2018. And I found several great groups on Facebook. Diamond Painting Psych Ward being the main one that I'm at most of the time. It's a great group, and if you aren't a member there, come on over, join up. We'll be glad to have you. We just have a great time over there. Lots of great raffles, giveaways, prizes, games. Just a great, supportive, fun group of people. No drama. We keep the drama elsewhere. It doesn't happen in our group. Ow, Hank. I hear you. Ow. Claws in my side don't feel good. Yeah, Hank is clawing up my side over here. But yeah, just a little about me. I live in North Dakota. Grand Forks, as a matter of fact. Nice little... It's a nice medium-sized city with a small town atmosphere, and I love it here. I hate winter time here. I can give or take that. It sucks. It's cold, snowy, miserable, and it lasts forever. Like, winter here is like 7 months of the year. But it was well worth moving here because I'm doing better for myself right now than I ever have anywhere else in my life. The economy here is great. The cost of living is low. And yeah, it's just a great place to live. People are amazingly friendly. Before moving to North Dakota, I lived in Maryland for the past 10 years. That's where I grew up. Ended up moving back there after I got divorced in 2014. Or, no, I'm sorry, take that back. 2004. Wow. Yeah, it's been a while. And, but yeah, I grew up in Maryland on the Eastern Shore. Little small town in the middle of nowhere. About 10 miles from the Delaware border. And, once I graduated high school and joined the Navy, met my wife when I was stationed in Memphis. And we got married, and then after I got out of the Navy, we kind of settled into Tennessee, the Memphis area, little town north of Memphis. In fact, all of my kids, I have 4 of them, they're all grown now. 2 of them are, actually 3 of them are married. 2 of them have children of their own now. Hank, get out of stuff, buddy. Hey, no. No, this is not Hank's stuff. This is my stuff. Hank's stuff is on the floor there with the toys and things. Sorry about that. But yeah, I got 2 granddaughters and another grandchild on the way. So yeah. That's what I'm working on right now. I already did one for my oldest granddaughter, the one who's about to be a big sister. I finished a 70 by 70 of her, for her, of the Disney princesses. I'm sure you've probably seen it on AliExpress. The one with all of the Disney princesses laying in a circle around the edges with their hair kind of tangled in the middle. I just completed that one about 3 weeks ago, and now I'm working on This one here, that one there is for my youngest granddaughter. She's into unicorns, and so I figured I'd do this one for her, and it's a 70 by 70 as well, as you can see there. And this one is a lot of fun. I absolutely enjoy working on this one. It's one of the best diamond paintings I've ever done, as far as ease of doing it. The drills so far seems to be there's more than enough drills to do it. We'll find that out later. I'm about halfway done right now. But the drills themselves, there's hardly any trash at all. I may have had to throw away 10 drills out of this whole thing so far, due to having, defects on them. Otherwise, the drills fit together perfectly. There's not a single bit of popping at all. The drills are just staying down nicely. The adhesive is done very well. It was packed very well. It's just been an overall pleasure to work on this one, and I'm really enjoying how it looks. The colors are just vivid and vibrant and beautiful. It's probably one of the most fun I've ever done so far. It's a home fun off of AliExpress, and it wasn't all that expensive. I was really pleased with the price I paid for it. Of course, I got it during the which sale did I get it? The last sale they had. I can't even remember which sale that was. They have sales on there so often now. Yeah, I got it during the last sale. I didn't pay a ton for it, and the shipping, it was faster than I'm used to from China. So it's just been an overall very good experience. So yeah, I moved to Tennessee after I got out of the Navy. Lived there for around 13 years with little stints here and there. I back to Maryland for a little while. She didn't like it, so we moved back to Tennessee. And then lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for about a year or so, and we moved to Jackson, Mississippi area for a while for my job. I was a field service tech at that time, repairing mobile medical equipment and repairing lithotripters. If anybody's had kidney stones, you know what a lithotripter is. I used to repair those, the ones that were in semi-trailers that went from hospital to hospital. And yeah, it was my job. I worked for a company out of Atlanta, Georgia, and I was a field service tech in the Jackson, Mississippi, Biloxi, Gulfport, Meridian, Monroe, Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and I was back up on a machine in Memphis, Dallas, Tallahassee. Got to do a lot of traveling with that company. And the traveling bug bit me so much that later on down the road I was kind of out of work and we were kind of down on our luck, and I needed to find a job right away, and a buddy of mine and I got this wild hair up our ass and decided, let's go to truck driving school. So we did. I became an over-the-road truck driver for, let's see, I did my first run shortly after 9/11 in 2001. Is when I did my first run, and I was doing expedited air freight, and did that for a little while, and then I moved over and drove for CRST. They're affectionately known in the truck driving world, the crash and roll stunt teams, because they hire all team drivers, and most of them are brand new people. They put them through school and stick them in a truck with a team member, the teammate that did this just the same. So they put all these rookies out there together in trucks. Call it the crash and roll stunt teams. Drove for them for a year, ended up becoming a driver trainer, and just didn't like it. I didn't like having students in my truck. and I had to try to sleep while they were driving, and I don't know, that wasn't good. So I left there. You're getting all the little details, huh? Like I said, I wouldn't. I'm just rambling here. Helps you get to know me better, and you know. But yeah, left there, went to Aero Trucking out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Drove for them for about a year, and kind of got into a argument with my dispatcher about me being home on a holiday, and he wanted me to leave on Christmas Day to go deliver a load, and I'm going to leave on Christmas Day. In fact, if you want this load delivered, send a driver to my house and have him pick the truck up, and he can go deliver the load, and you can find yourself another driver for it. So yeah, I didn't drive for them anymore. And then Oregon, who had about 4 or 5 trucks, and I drove for him until he sold the truck out from underneath of me and left me homeless, because at that point my wife and I had split up, and I had met somebody new. Decided to go back to her town in Missouri where she was from, and she left me right after we got there and left me homeless on the streets in St. Joseph, Missouri for almost a year. And then I ended up calling up Mom. First time in my life I ever had to ask her for that help, but ended up calling up Mom and saying, hey, I need some help, I'm stuck. And so yeah, ended up in Maryland in 2005 and lived there for 10 years until moving here to North Dakota. So yeah, that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing now. Like I said, I started diamond painting last September. Kind of caught the bug after I went to Michael's. One day I had gone to the Metallica concert here in town, and I was going to Michael's to talk to them about framing my show poster, because I got 2 show posters. I bought one of the actual show poster from the show, and then I also got a free one that was for VIP ticket holders only, and I was a VIP ticket holder, so I got this extra poster. And so I was going to Michael's to talk to them about how much it would cost to frame these with the shadow boxing of my wristband and the ticket stub and guitar picks that I got from the band and stuff like that when they threw them out. And so as I was leaving, I walked past the Diamond Dots display. Now, I had seen diamond painting on my Facebook. It showed up in the ads on my timeline when I scrolled through, or my news feed, or whatever it is they're calling it these days. I can't keep up with Facebook and their changes. But I saw diamond painting in the ads for, I think it was Paint with Diamond was the one that was showing the display there. So I walked past the Diamond Dots display, and they had some on sale. I guess they were ending their Halloween stuff. They were getting ready to close it out, so they had a 50% off. And sorry, I'm taking a drink of my Mountain Dew here. And so I grabbed one. Said 50% off. I can't beat that deal. And I grabbed the skull on the black background, and it's around 52 by 52 centimeters. Canvas is 60 by 60, but you know, it's 52 by 52 centimeters. So I grabbed that and absolutely got hooked, like right away. And before you knew it, I was on Facebook. I found groups. I found other people that do diamond painting, and I thought, oh, okay, this is great. I can make friends. I can diamond paint. And that's when I found AliExpress. And I said, oh, look at the variety. So I started ordering, and now I have quite the stash. Pretty much par for the course from what I gather for everybody else is, you know, it's like potato chips. Can't just eat one. And yeah, there I am. So now I have quite a few, and several of them are customs. I love doing customs. I love seeing pictures that I've taken being done in diamond paintings. And all of my customs that I have right now are pictures I took from the front row at Metallica. Got some really great up close pictures of James Hetfield and Rob that I took when they were standing right in front of me. And I've got one of Kirk that I want to get done. I've got a 5-panel that I've started working on. It's going to be one of those constant work in progress things, I think, until I finish it. I'm not really pleased with how the final picture is coming out. It's just too small to have enough detail. I did a panoramic shot of the entire stage just before the band came out. And the picture itself is just stunning. I was really surprised at my photography skills there. But it does not translate well into a 5-panel because the 5-panel was just too small to make it look right. So I may end up reordering a new bigger 5-panel to do that one on, and just consider that one practice. Plus, that one was obtained during the period in time when a lot of the China companies were having issues with popping drills, and it's got drills popping everywhere. So yeah, I think I'm going to end up replacing that one. I may just save back all the drills that came with it. Well, I may just throw all them away because they all have popping issues. So yeah. And I'm afraid that's going to happen with my my Rob and my James custom too, because they were gotten at about the same time, and those are 60 by 80. But I may very well just keep those and take the extra time to use fingernail clippers and cut the little nibs off of the drills as I do them, because those were kind of expensive customs. So yeah, I'm a member. If anybody, well, I know a lot of you subscribers, which I do want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I started my YouTube channel yesterday. Uploaded my intro video yesterday. Woke up this morning. I had 41 subscribers. 41 subscribers in one day. I am just blown away, y'all. That is amazing. I can't believe it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, that's amazing, y'all. But yeah, I started it yesterday, and a lot of you that are there, that are my subscribers so far, a lot of you came from the Psych Ward group. And as I said before, if you're not from there or you're not familiar with the group, it's the Diamond Painting Psych Ward on Facebook. The Click. And we have a great time in that group. So please, if you're not already a member there, jump on Facebook, jump over to Diamond Painting Psych Ward, send us a join request. We'd be glad to have you. And Hank is back here playing with some keys on the floor because he really has nothing better to do, I guess. Hank's a mess. Hank was a gift. Hank was a gift. we were in the psych ward one day, and somebody put up a post about they got their raffle win in the mail, and they said, "Please, Carol, no more cats." And she was holding her cat in the picture with her diamond painting, which is of a cat. And I just joking around, I comment, "Ooh, you're putting cats in Carol mail now? I want a cat." I shouldn't have said that, because now I have a cat. I was sitting here at the house one night just doing my diamond painting, and I get a notification that my girlfriend went live in the group page. She was in the group with me as well. And I get this notification that she went live on the group page on Facebook, and I'm like, "Oh, let me check this out." I open it up, and she's in there, and she says, "Hey, I see you watching, come open your door." I open up the door, and she's right outside my door with a cat. Hank. Hank came into my life on February 27th. And life will never be the same without him. Who else is going to attack my feet at 3 o'clock in the morning? And who else is going to jump in my lap as soon as I come home for lunch and just cuddle? Which I need that. That is so awesome that he does. I joke around, he's into everything. They say that they're like toddlers that never grow up. Well, yeah, I think he's worse than a toddler at times. He is into everything. Everything. Nothing is safe around Hank. But he's just the best ever. And I couldn't imagine not having him around now. He's spoiled to death, too. He really is. I'd spoil him. I think I've spent more money on him in the past 2 months than I've spent on myself in the last 6. So yeah, he gets whatever he wants, and he knows it. He's looking at me. Oh, I love him. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Most of you know, for those that aren't in the group on Facebook, most of you know that I had a car accident not long ago. I wasn't injured. My ego was, because I've never really had an accident before. So, you know, that was kind of a bad thing. But my pocketbook my wallet was highly injured. I was driving for Lyft at the time, and I had passengers in the car, and I T-boned a guy at an uncontrolled intersection. Which, let me say this, I'm going to rant for a minute about this. Who in the hell in 2019 thinks it's a good idea to have an uncontrolled intersection? I mean, that means no stop sign in either direction in a residential area. It's 2019. Maybe that would have been good in like 1910 when the Model Ts were going down the street at no faster than like 15 miles per hour. But nowadays, with the amount of traffic that we have on the streets in a town this size, whose bright idea was it to say, "Oh, we don't need stop signs at that intersection"? Yeah. So yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, had the accident, T-boned the guy, filed the claim with my insurance, and of course, because I was doing Lyft, my insurance wouldn't cover it, and they denied the claim. Thankfully, Lyft has their own coverage, their own insurance that kicks in when you have a passenger in the car, and I used Lyft's insurance. Unfortunately, Lyft's insurance has a $2,500 deductible. So, I didn't know what else to do. I put up a GoFundMe, and the ladies and gentlemen at the diamond painting psych ward, they really came through for me. They did some fundraising with some raffles and such, and they really pulled through, and they got me a good chunk of that, and almost half, just under half of what I needed. Well, not even, just under, I'm just going to say just under 1,000. I think it was about 700 and something they raised. And that's going to be important later in the story, so remember that. So then I put the car in the shop, paid the deductible, and waited to get it back. So the day that they said it was due to come back to me, I called them because I hadn't heard anything. And they said, oh, we're waiting on your insurance company to see if they're going to total it or not. We found a bent frame rail. And I said, oh, wonderful. Thank you very much for letting me know this ahead of time. What am I supposed to do? They said, well, we're just waiting to hear back. If they're going to total it, we'll let you know. Well, then the insurance company contacted me first and said, hey, we're totaling out your car. This is what we need you to do. And I started the process. And luckily, when I bought the car, I took the gap insurance, which I'm going to recommend to anybody right now who's talking about buying a new car. If they ask you if you want gap insurance, tell them yes. I don't care if you're the world's best driver. If you never ever plan on having a wreck, it's nice to have. Started the paperwork nightmare process with Gap, and went back over to the dealership, and of course I was in a rental car from the dealership. The dealership has a body shop as well. It's kind of a one-stop shop over there. And went over to the dealership and was talking to them about it, and they let me keep the rental car. I had to go clean my car out and get all my stuff out of the car so that the insurance company could send their, wrecker over or whatever to pick it up. And they refunded my deductible. I was like, really? They're like, yeah, the insurance is paying this minus the deductible, and since we didn't really do any work to it, we're not going to keep it. So here, it's yours. I was thrilled. And so, while waiting on the Gap to come through, I called them and they said, oh yeah, well, when Nissan gets the check from the insurance company, 10 days later we will send out our paperwork to the Gap people so that they can pay it. And I'm like, well, I can't wait that long. I have a rental that's costing me $30 a day. It'd be nice to know what's going on. So I stopped by the dealership to talk to the sales guys, and I knew a lot of those guys because I used to work there. And when I first moved here to North Dakota, the second job I had was I worked over at the dealership doing oil changes. So I knew most of the sales guys, and they knew me. And they said, no, go ahead and fill out the paperwork now and we'll get you in another car. And I'm like, well, I can't do that because I've still got the other one that I'm paying on. I'm still making payments on this one that's totaled until Gap pays off. I'm required to keep making my payments as usual. They said, oh, no, come on over here and we'll get you in a car. And they really went to bat for me, and they got me a spectacular deal. And I couldn't be more pleased. I got a beautiful blue brand new 2019 Nissan Kicks. Even has the custom sound package in it that has the headrest speakers, and every option available for the Kicks is in my vehicle. And they got it for me cheaper than what I was going to get my old 2016 Altima for. And on top of that, they even managed to roll the $1,000 extra that Gap is going to pay into a down payment. And They told me if I was able to put down $750 extra towards it, they could even get me a lower monthly payment. And so, since the psych ward had raised 770, I think, 750, 770, something like that, since they had raised that much and I had just gotten my deductible refunded, I put that money that they had raised for me towards this new vehicle. So that way, it went for what it was meant for, and I could not thank them enough for everything they did over there. The psych ward was absolutely amazing, pulling through like they did, and I'm beside myself with how awesome everybody there is. It's a great family group on Facebook. We are more like family. And I can't wait to meet a lot of these folks. Gonna have the chance here coming up in June. And I really can't wait to meet a lot of these folks and thank them personally, because they really pulled through for me. So, as you see, I'm doing my diamond painting here, and if you've been noticing, I've been doing a lot of this checkerboarding. I don't know if you've really noticed it or not. That's how I keep my drill so straight. Everybody always asks, Dave, how do you keep your drill so straight when you're doing these square drills? You keep them so straight. One, you notice I don't use a ruler. I've got some drills stuck there in my tray. One, you notice I don't use a ruler along the edges. I do it by vision, by sight. The key and trick to getting your drills straight, let me see if I can find one. I'm going to do the 3865, so I'm going to do them out of order real quick, but not a big deal. I'm going to do the 3865s. The trick to it is you just have to be patient. Patience, patience, patience. Don't be in a hurry to finish or to get anything done, because really, it's supposed to be fun anyway. It's supposed to be a fun hobby. Why are you trying to rush? Rushing causes stress, anxiety. This is a fun hobby. It's supposed to be relaxing and enjoyable. Don't rush. You'll get done. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, on these plus symbols here, that's 3865, the whites. Say I want to start right there. What I do is I actually will just get the drill lined up with the square grid before I put it down. And then when I put it down, I look at it. If it's not straight, then I will use my pen to turn it to where it is straight. Just do the next one. And I just keep going like that. And now checkerboarding just means you're doing them all in diagonal rows or every other drill across. So you're making a checkerboard pattern out of your drills in that area. Like right there, I did skip one, do one. Now the one on the next line down, I'm going to do in between those. So now I'm getting a checkerboard. Just like a checkered flag, a checkerboard. And you just continue that checkerboard pattern, putting your drills in, trying to keep them as straight as possible. Now in the center parts of your checkerboard, it's not a big issue. Now down your sides here and across this side here, like especially across this top area here. When you're putting your drills in, make sure you've got them lined up really, really well inside the square. And if you have to sit there and keep adjusting it until it's straight inside that square grid, make sure you do that, because that'll give you a basis to go off of with the rest of your area. As far as in an area like this, I've already got a nice straight edge here to go by and a straight edge here to go by, so I can start in the middle here if I want to. And as long as I keep these kind of halfway straight, when I go through and fill in the middle, it'll automatically take care of itself. And your drills will be nice and straight. But use those grid markers on there as a guide. That's all you got to do. Use those little square grid markers as a guide. And just keep working. I am I know a lot of people aren't worried about it, and I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm not too worried about being straight." Well, yes and no. I mean, I think in the end, it's, to me, it's just an overall better look when somebody looks at it and they don't see drills all cockeyed and wavy lines going through your picture and stuff. I am just a naturally OCD perfectionist myself, and so I will sit and struggle with each and every drill, trying to make sure each and every single one is straight. And it may take me forever to do a diamond painting, but when I get done, it looks the way I want it to. And that's what really matters in the end. If you're happy with it looking with wavy lines and stuff, because honestly, on the same token, the little wavy lines and stuff, you could look at it as, one, your piece is unique if it has those, and two, it looks like it's hand done. You know, maybe with all these nice straight lines that I'm doing, it doesn't look like it's hand done, but to me, it's just a better finished product. That's my opinion. Everybody has different opinions. I do it my way, you do it your way. I am not in any way trying to tell you yours looks bad if it doesn't. I'm really not. I never would ever critique somebody else's work and say it looks bad. Never. I know what kind of work went into doing it. And if you're happy enough with it that you're willing to show it off to somebody, then I'm happy enough for you to tell you what a good job you did. You know, we all have different likes and dislikes, and so I would never ever put you down for anything you showed off, regardless of whether it's done the way I would do it or not. I mean, honestly. So yeah, there's a little bit about me. I know it's been kind of rambling here. I have a face made for radio, so you probably won't see my face a lot. I'll be the first one to tell you that, but I'll try to include some stuff like that so I can get Hank on camera. He likes joining me. He jumps up here on the desk and he wants to sniff around and he wants to step in my glue. He does that quite a bit, especially after he just gets done in the litter box. As soon as he gets done in the litter box and he's got all that litter between his toes, then he wants to jump up on my desk and get litter all over my desk because he don't know how to keep the litter out of his toes. So yeah, I'll make sure we get Hank in some of the videos because, you know, I know a lot of the folks from the board want to see Hank, so you know, he was the gift from them, and I'll always be indebted to them for Hank because he's just the bestest. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't started diamond painting yet and you're just looking at getting into it, by all means, yes, it is one of the most fun, relaxing hobbies you can imagine doing. I've made some great friends through diamond painting, and I can't tell you how many times I've been stressed out from a day at work, come home and sat down here to do this, and just lost all of that stress, and it all just melted away. Because I can sit here and relax. I can throw some audiobook on the radio, on the computer, or my phone, or I can throw some music on. And I've also been throwing a lot of you other YouTubers. I've been throwing your channels up and doing your WIP chats along with you. So I've been sitting and listening to you and watching some of your stuff, and it just amazes me the community that there is here on YouTube. I'm blown away by the community here and how all of the channels are just for the most part working together to help each other grow, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that. And so yeah, I think I'm going to be cutting this a little bit short this evening, but you've learned a lot about me, and you've seen some of how I work, and we'll be seeing you again soon. And you know what? I don't really have a little tag phrase to put at the end of my videos yet. So I just don't have one. I haven't really thought that hard about it. You know, I'll come up with something. Good night. God bless. But I will say this. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. And have a great rest of your day.